graduated, you had expectations, you had plans, but now nothing is working. The applications are not even getting replies. The opportunities are not coming. And then every day starts to feel the same. So here is the question: how do you stay motivated when life after school feels like a dead end? Let's be honest with ourselves. This phase is a phase nobody talks to you about. Nobody tells you anything about this phase. It's a phase that you're just left on your own to, make something reasonable out of your life. There is no timetable for you to follow. There is no map for you to follow. It's just you and your uncertainty. And then, when nothing seems to be working, your motivation does not only reduces, it completely disappears. But the truth is, motivation is not something you wait for. Honestly speaking, you don't wait for motivation to come. Because if you're waiting for motivation to come, then you have to wait forever. Motivation is something that you build, you cultivate it. Right? Especially in moments like this. One of the biggest mistakes graduates like me can make is to tie your motivation to big wins. Your big wins could be, getting a job offer. It could be getting a major breakthrough, or even getting a major opportunity. But when these things don't come quickly, you begin to feel stuck. So instead of, focusing on big wins, why don't you channel that focus on small wins? Did you apply for something today? If yes, that's a win, even though it's small. Did you learn a skill? If yes, that is a win, even though it's small. Or did you just show up and try something, even though you have been trying it and failing it, but you still showed up and try it again? That is a win. So don't tie your motivation on big wins. Focus on small wins, because that will keep you going. That is what small win does. It keeps you moving while the big wins takes their time to arrive. Right? So the second thing is, building discipline instead of just motivation alone. Just like I said before, motivation is not something you wait for. It's unreliable. You cannot even depend on it. Right? You cannot depend on motivation. But discipline will keep you going even when you don't feel like it. As long as you have built a routine around it, no matter how small it is, it will always keep you moving. Because consistency, it beats motivation. Okay? The third thing is getting a break without feeling guilty. The truth is, in this phase that we are in right now, this life after school phase that we are in right now, you could easily get burnout. Because just trying something and failing it repeatedly can even cause mental burnout. So when you feel like you need to take a rest, do it. Okay? You have to breathe, reset, and then re-strategize. For the fact that you're taking a break does not mean you're giving up. It simply means that you are preparing yourself to keep moving ahead. So the fourth thing now is knowing why you started. This does not only apply to life after school. I think it applies generally in every aspect of our lives, right? Before you started something, you had a reason for it. For example, content creation. A lot of people go into content creation with the goal of making money from it, right? So now when you get into it, and then along the line, it seems like nothing is working, you're not seeing any progress, you will tend to want to quit, thereby forgetting the actual reason why you started. So instead of quitting, why don't you remember the reason why you started and then reconnect to that and then keep on going, right? And then the last one that I feel is really, really difficult, but is still something that you can do, is limiting comparison. This is something that I feel is difficult because it happens to me a whole lot. It happens to me, even though I'm trying to work on it. You see your mates traveling, working, living the exact same lifestyle you had always imagined for yourself. And then you start feeling like you're behind in life. But the truth is, you're not even seeing the full picture because you are only, comparing your behind the scene to someone else's highlight reel. But you need to realize that your life after school is your own timeline. And for the fact that somebody else seems to be ahead of you does not mean you should rush your own. Your own time will come. Okay? So that is it. Life after school is not a straight line. It's confusing, yes. It's unpredictable, yes. And sometimes it feels like nothing is working. But the thing is, this phase is not a wasted time. This is the part where you're being shaped. This is the phase where you're building resilience. You're building clarity and patience. And so, if you're in this phase right now, keep going. Even if it's slow, keep going. Even if it's messy, keep going. You know why? Because one day, this phase will eventually make a whole lot of sense. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next post. Bye for now.